Hello, I'm Mike, the founder of Creative Media. We're dedicated to empowering Indigenous businesses and communities by enhancing their digital presence. Our core values, community, innovation, transparency, integrity, and communication, help us create digital marketing strategies that foster meaningful connections and celebrate community spirit. At Creative Media, our vision is to amplify Indigenous voices and celebrate cultural identities through digital excellence. We're proud to collaborate with First Nation communities to develop an online platform and create communication solutions designed to support and engage both on and off reserve members while fostering economic development and growth. An additional aspect of our mission involves providing training and employment opportunities for community members to ensure effective communication and address community needs so no one is left behind. With the money, we plan to enhance our technology and tools and establish a mobile office to expand our impact in remote areas. This will empower us to transform the virtual realm for Indigenous communities, creating a space of opportunity and shared success. Hello?
The timer just went off. So I love the idea. Absolutely. What drove you into starting your own business?
Well, I've always been an entrepreneur. I've had another business, which is a little side business, which is airbrushing, and I've been doing that for 20 years. And then when COVID hits, I was like, well, what am I going to do? Because there was no business left for me to do. So I'm like, I'm going to go back to school, and I'm going to do what I've always kind of known what to do, which is promotion and whatnot. So that's where I went to school for social media and web marketing. And then I did a practicum for actually the reserve that I belong to, which is Drift Cree Nation. And that's where Creative Media was formed.
Amazing. Thank you.
Welcome.
Mike, good job on your pitch.
Thank you.
I have a question for you about vision and growth. How do you see Creative Media evolving over the next 3 to 5 years with the help of Palo Pitch funding?
Well, how I see it is that within the next few years, I want to be able to be in at least 30 to 40% of the First Nation communities in Treaty 6 and Treaty 8. And then from there, word of mouth is gonna expand my business.
My name is Natasha Delany. I am from Samson Cree Nation, and I am founder of Indigenous Project Events, which is a corporate event management company that specializes in Indigenous experiences. Our target market is Indigenous and non-Indigenous companies and organizations that want to incorporate Indigenous culture and experiences into their diversity and inclusion strategies. Our vision is to help shift perspectives and behaviors of Indigenous and non-Indigenous peoples and contribute to Indigenous economic success by providing opportunities through Indigenous experiences. We are asking for funds to invest in digital marketing initiatives. We believe that focusing on digital marketing initiatives will allow us to compete with larger corporate event management companies. This investment will also yield significant returns in terms of increased revenue, improved client engagement, and brand reputation.
That was great. Very good job. We're sitting here in 5 years and you are describing your business. What does it look like? How many staff? What's the revenue? And what impact have you made on this great world of ours?
In 5 years, I hope that I have more than 50% Indigenous employees, event planners, a digital marketing manager, a vendor manager, and that we're serving clients all across Canada. I'm hoping that even next year to make about $250,000 and also be able to provide opportunities for Indigenous artists, Indigenous entrepreneurs, Indigenous performers, Indigenous ceremonial peoples, which we were able to help about over 50 since I started operations to create revenue for themselves as well.
Hello, Natasha. So question for you. Love the business and the direction you're taking it with, forward with. When you were starting it out, what motivated you to start the business?
So I was raised in foster care system. I was raised away from my nation from the time I was 3 until I aged out of foster care and group homes when I was 18. And I grew up ashamed to be Indigenous. I went through addiction. I went through domestic violence. I went through a lot of stuff. And when I went into recovery about 6 years ago and started my education journey, I started to learn ceremonies and culture as well. And I was invited to plan my first Indigenous fashion show. And I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it with the help of lots of other people. And looking back, I remember seeing like having so much pride and just a whole shift in perspective about the culture. And I wondered like why nobody ever told me about this beautiful, amazing side of our culture and how it can be portrayed. And so that's why the vision for the company and the mission is to be able to shift Indigenous and non-Indigenous perspectives through having these kind of experiences, whether it's a fashion show or a job fair or a youth conference, small scale and large scale events.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing.
Lorrinda James and Squaticha and Hoistim is Ken Statliam. Hello, my name is Lorrinda James. I am from the Statliam territory. My business is called Black Hills Enterprise Incorporated. So we are a civil construction company and we are in the market of building bridges and doing road maintenance for the ministry. Our next phase is we like to make sure we incorporate the community as much as we can as individuals and other companies. Also, our next step after, plenty of engagement with the community, we'd also like to build a training facility. This training facility will help individuals such as any Indigenous or Métis or any other Aboriginal ancestry to come and get training all year long. Help us build this training facility to be part of the Black Hills family.
Great pitch, Lorrinda. Thank you for sharing that with us. I'm curious, what are you doing in terms of your marketing efforts for your business right now? What's your go-to marketing?
Right now, we're with the Ministry of Forest and BC Forestry Services. So right now it's the fire season right now. So we've been kind of in the market in the fire seasons in the area right now.
So more so word of mouth type of marketing?
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
Yes, thanks.
Great job. So we're hanging out 5 years from now, hanging out in Kamloops, and you look back on your business. What has been the most successful thing that has happened from maybe a financial side and then from changing the world side?
Just taking one step at a time, every little step helps, and just be glad you're working towards something that could be life-changing opportunity, not just for me, but other individuals.
Any goals, like how many clients you want to see or how many staff or what the revenue should look like?
I think I want to touch a lot of individuals to help not just themselves, but their family and, just gain experience, because there's a lack of experience in the industry. They all have to like move up north or move away to get experience. So I just want to make sure we want to incorporate a lot of individuals to help their families.
Hi, my name is Zachary Mann. I grew up in the inner city of Winnipeg, Manitoba. My family's from Rayel Cree Nation. I am the CEO and owner of Muscle Roofing. Why I started my company is because in the trades, Indigenous people had less than perfect working conditions. My company is actually changing that, the history with being more inclusive and more cultural sensitive. History states that the roofing industry is getting bigger and getting with more better products. In other words, my company, we operate in Winnipeg, Manitoba, surrounding areas, and reserves are needed. The goal of my company is to be across Canada within the next 10, 20 years. why I started my business is to promote change with the Indigenous youth and bring a better perspective in the trades with Indigenous business and
Amazing. Love the passion for growing your business. If you were to win Powwow Pitch, how would you use the funds to boost your business?
If I won Power Pitch, how I would use the funds I'd use the funds to secure employment for a couple crews, get a couple more company trucks, more safety gear, more hand tools, stuff to progress my business further. I've already have jobs lined up for this season and going into next season. I've now recently partnered with another company that's going to subcontract to my company, which gives me more business in the long run.
Amazing. Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you for your pitch, Zachary. I love the name Bear Roofing. Great touch there. Now I'm curious though, because the roofing industry can be an oversaturated market, what sets aside Musqueam Roofing from your competitors? What is different about you?
What sets Musqueam Roofing aside from other competitors that we'll be learning to use leading industry products such as Geo Shield roofing, green roofs, more or less. The green roofs, if you do a green roof, your carbon footprint is less than what would a traditional torch-on roof would be. Because a torch-on roof doesn't really save that much energy. It does, but a green roof saves you 23 cents per square footage for at least 25 years. And it lasts you 40 years longer than a conventional 17-year roof on a flat roof. And the Geo Shield lasts at least a good lifetime, like 40 years, rather than it would be for shingled roofs.
Right. So would you say that what you're doing is essentially a leader within the roofing industry?
Yeah, we want to try and become the leader within the shingle industry and the flat industry. We want to do more or less competitive and take on more challenging roles.
Great, thank you.
Hello, my name is Jeanette Delisle. I belong to the Beaver Clan from the nation, Nakasley Nation in beautiful British Columbia, though I'm currently residing and was born and raised in Calgary, Alberta. Growing up watching my mom, a talented and creative artist and photographer, a year and a half ago at the Tsatina Christmas market, I launched Abalone Shines, the resiest photo booth guaranteed to make any Muslim uncle, auntie and uncle, niece and nephew, and all your cousins laugh in this unforgettable and fun Indigenous experience. My photo booth features fun props and the latest memes and sayings, ensuring laughter and excitement at markets, weddings, powwows, gatherings, and conferences. Whether it's striking a pose with my giant status card or my bingo dabbers or my bowl of mac and cheese, or sharing a laugh over trending memes, Abalone Shine promises an individual experience for everyone across Turtle Island. Help make me help all you Abalone Shine. Masicho, thank you.
You did awesome. Great job. Scale, photo booth companies are amazing. They should be at every wedding, at every event. How do you see this grow and expand into other cities right across Turtle Island? Because, everyone should get to experience that mac and cheese,
I see this growing locally, firstly, and then just getting traction with that. I've traveled across Alberta and Southern Alberta, and I do wish it to grow more so I can share it with everyone across Turtle Island. I'm very passionate about this, and I think it should be in every city, in people's events. I'm really excited to just offer a photo booth experience for Indigenous and everyone across Turtle Island, including everybody that we share our platform with.
That was wonderful. How do you plan to or how are you already involving your community in your business?
How I'm involved with my community is I do a lot of markets, and I do I offer Polaroids And so I travel to like locally in the city, and I travel like in my own community. We do markets. I do powwows. I offer my service to like birthday parties. I also offer it, offering people like a chance to like fundraise with my business if it helps them out. And I really include myself in the community and try to surround myself with the people that support me and try to just give back to the community with my photo booth service.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Good afternoon, judges. My name is Michael Bradley Lapierre. I am from the Algonquins of Pikwakanagan First Nations and the Mattawa North Bay Algonquins First Nations, and broadcasting to you live from the traditional ancestral unceded lands of the Syilx Okanagan people. I am the president and CEO of Frontline Utility Services. I started this company in 2006 after moving out west and completing an apprenticeship, receiving the designation of Red Seal Journeyman Power Lineman. I saw a need in the industry to provide various construction services to large utility operators. What started out as digging trenches in backyards and burying power lines and telecommunication lines turned into a multi-dynamic company with such services as consulting in Indigenous relations for major capital projects, project management, material sales, material rentals and sales. We operate in Western Canada and the United States. However, I would like to make one thing clear to you judges. It is not my intention to win the powwow pitch. I feel there may be more deserving needing candidates. Instead, I am here to utilize the powwow pitch as a platform to create awareness towards Indigenous entrepreneurship and trade. You see, in order to get where I am today, I had to take something, and I have a spiritual obligation to give that back. As with many others, I come from harder times. Growing up in Northern Ontario, dropping out of school in order to feed myself, I feel very fortunate that I was given an opportunity to complete an apprenticeship in the power line trade. I have now been in the trade for 25 years and have been self-employed for 19 of those years. Those lessons that I've learned along the way, I feel could bring value to other entrepreneurs. We are looking to take up a similar way. We are looking to step up in a similar way as I did. I believe the way through reconciliation is to empower our people with the skills and knowledge that they will allow them to overcome barriers of generational trauma. That is why today I am here to discuss the launch of our new foundation, First Nations of Trade. I look to help mentor, educate, and guide the next generation of Indigenous tradespeople, whether they would like to get into an apprenticeship or start a business involving trades. This is the best way I know how to have a meaningful community impact and help sustain the future of Indigenous trade. Megwich.
Mic drop, baby. That was amazing. I feel like you want to be a mentor support. I feel like you should be in my spot.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
That's awesome, man.
I feel that I have an obligation to give back. I've been given a lot of blessings over my time in business. I've learned a great deal of lessons, and I'm very passionate about Indigenous community and the trades in particular, and Indigenous entrepreneurship.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Mike. I'm curious, what are you doing right now in terms of capacity building with community relationships? Anything there?
Yeah, absolutely. So currently, I do Indigenous relations for major capital projects with BC Hydro. I do the consulting in which requires when they have something that's going on First Nations land. I come and explain that to the Band Council. I work with the First Nation, and I work with BC Hydro to liaison and project manage.
Now, there's a lot of different programs, and actually Darian would be familiar too with his company, Jelly Marketing, but organizations like we have here in Alberta, Rupert's Land, these different training to education, employment organizations out there. Have you connected with any of them? There is a company in BC called Tea Creek. It's incredible. I'd highly recommend that you look them up and see what they're doing in terms of their business model and their apprenticeship training to Indigenous people.
Absolutely, and to just go back on that. I do indenture other Indigenous apprentices under the power line trade. I've sent 2 of them to school already and helped liaison that. And then when I don't have work, I've gotten them positions in that career with other companies.
Hello, Tanse. My name is Ryan. I'm from Montreal Lake Cree Nation, currently residing in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm the owner and founder of Three Sisters Gemstones. We are a custom gemstone business. We offer one-of-a-kind gemstones in artistic and precision designs, not offered anywhere else currently in Saskatchewan. We also now offer wire-wrapped jewelry like rings and amulets as well. Yes. We have been on global news, local and national global news. We are also expecting an article in the new Eagle Feather News article, or soon come out in the next couple of months here. Our main targets for most of our stuff are going to be people who are looking for gifts, one-of-a-kind gifts for their loved ones, as well as birthday gifts and stuff like that. We also do cabochons as well as gemstones too. If we were to win the $25,000, we would put that back into our business. We would put it towards getting help for media, as well as yeah, other stuff. Sorry about that.
That was awesome. I love your background. It was a great attempt, man. That was awesome. And then the ad coming in, that was awesome.
Yeah, that ad wasn't supposed to be there, but yeah.
It happens. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all.
I was
So
a little bit nervous this year, actually, versus the other years. So
I don't blame you. Being in front of groups of people is always a little bit tricky, but you did a great job. You did an absolutely great job. So what motivated you to start your business?
you know what? I was looking for an engagement sapphire for my partner, and I couldn't find it anywhere in Saskatchewan. And I found a gem cutters page on Instagram, and I fell in love with how every stone they cut had a design and a really nice reflection. And I think it took me about 6 months to get that sapphire for my partner. And then about 6 months later, I was like, you know what? I want to learn how to do this. And I bought a machine and shipped it here from India and taught myself over 3 years. So
Amazing.
Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Ryan, I'm curious, how does Three Sisters have a community impact? Is there any fit in the business model mandate around that?
For community wise, about the only thing that I say that I really offer the community is choices that aren't there and stuff like that. There used to be cutters in the community 20 years ago, and they passed away, and then the son never took it up. So for the community, I'm offering things that used to be there that are no longer available, that are now available again. Like for people who are looking for stuff, you know, for jewelry and wedding rings and stuff like that, or one-of-a-kind designs that they wouldn't normally
So
see.
in terms of growth and expansion of the business, any employment opportunities that is offered to the community, any
Oh, yes.
work there?
So I also have won some other competitions in the past as well that I didn't mention. I've purchased another gemstone machine, so I actually teach other people how to do it as well. So that's another avenue of revenue that I use. I don't want to be the only one doing what I'm doing. I want other people to be involved. I would like to start a community of people, gem cutters in Canada, in Saskatchewan. In the States, there's like 15,000. In Canada, there's about 150 of us. Right now, I am the only Indigenous man in Canada doing it. And I would like to teach more Indigenous people how to do it. I want to get more of our beaders and stuff out of using plastic for their like jewelry and that. I think it would be beautiful to go back to like natural stones and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Great, thank you.
Aloha mai kākou o Wawenti Tristin o Ko'uoihana o Maole Farms no Kailua a me Kukani Loko, Hawaii. The one in Kailua is a USDA native urban farm, and since spring of 22, we were able to get over 3,000 natives into the community through sales. The second location where our funding will be used is a 1-acre parcel of former industrial farmlands. And since fall of 22, we were able to clean, clear, and install over 400 natives to be the foundation of our medicinal forests. The goal here is to be the largest exporter of native Hawaiian herbs, herbs only found in Hawaii. Maoli Farms is not just a business. We are about cultural preservation, uplifting our community, and land back. Thank you, Powwow Pitch. Good luck, everyone. And let's continue to work and get our land back.
Amazing. Great job. Of your products that you have for sale right now, how much do you sell locally and how much around the world, globally?
So the first part was our retail plant sales. So we sell native plants. Been doing that for about 2 years. It's local. We have a lot of agricultural laws, so we can't export.
Yeah, that'd be weird. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, the first year we did about 22,000 in sales, gross, and then just last week we put herbs in a package. We're so stoked. This is one of our herbs, and yeah, that all happened last week. We've got our branding, our packaging, and we just hit the market last week. But we've been doing R&D. I got to make sure my forest can sustain on itself.
Awesome. Thanks.
So as your business is growing, where would you like to see your business in 5 years?
So 5 years, I'd like this tract, it's 1 acre, to be thriving, self-sustaining. We use regenerative agriculture. I have no irrigation. I rely on the moon, sun, and rain where we are. And the past 2 years, it's been self-sustaining with minimum human interaction. I need to duplicate that throughout the tract. I'm with a collaborative effort of like 8 other families on this 300-acre plot. So we're going to make mini islands, 1-acre islands of native forests. And the significance for us is that was bulldozed. It used to be a native forest, but was bulldozed by Dole, Pineapple, and Del Monte, and it was all removed. And so we got back on the land and we're restoring this entire parcel.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah.
Tansei, I'm Eleesha, and I'm excited to share my Terramation end-of-life care business with you, Kichi Kisik. As a land protector, our project tackles one of the biggest problems in our community by providing an innovative solution for Mother Earth to make a real impact. As a 7th-generation change maker, I believe it's the closest we can get back to our ways by walking in the middle of colonialism and reconciliation. I'm seeking funding to launch a groundbreaking service that offers culturally appropriate end-of-life body disposition for First Nations and Indigenous people of Turtle Island. This initiative aims to address the significant gap in current services, which often conflict with traditional cultural practices. We've developed a unique approach that sets us apart and is not yet in Canada. The market opportunity for our business is significant, as we already made great strides in gaining traction and building partnerships. With your support, we would have the chance to finally turn reconciliation into reconciliation. We require the $25,000 that's going to kickstart the First Peoples Indigenous Terramation end-of-life care, which is going to help us with licensing and registering, patenting, hiring, and market research.
Thanks so much. Love the passion and the drive here. From just out of curiosity, what motivated you to start your business?
Well, as a survivor of intergenerational trauma, I've been through a lot. I have a huge family that I'm very grateful that I get to be the matriarch of. And so unfortunately, I've lost huge losses within my life that led me up to this. And dealing with these funeral homes, these colonial funeral homes, they don't give us the feeling of we have control. They make us feel like they have all the control. And yeah, that's why I started. I really am passionate about not only saving the earth, but finding ways and solutions to save Mother Earth, because it doesn't sit well with me to keep filling land and keep filling our bodies with chemicals that come from the war that we've adopted. It's literally the closest way that we can get back to our traditional practices while abiding by laws and regulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Eleesha.
You're
I have a
welcome.
question for you now. Because you're looking to enter into something that's a groundbreaking service, it's a unique approach. What are some of the biggest challenges you foresee with this type of business model, and how do you plan to overcome them?
Well, right now, the biggest challenge for me is the laws and regulations and how I plan to overcome that. I've actually been in the process of doing already. I am in contact with lawyers. I'm in contact with my Grand Chief, actually really close with him, and he has a good connection to a lot of people. So that way is one way. I've connected with mayors, and they're helping me along the way to guide me in the right direction of hopefully changing on our crown land. That obviously the main reason why they're only legal in 6 states in the United States. I just think as crown landholders, we have some sort of different say here, and as First Peoples and Indigenous peoples of Turtle Island, I think we definitely have leeway and say in our disposition.
I am Tannis Smoke, and this is my sister Rayel Smoke, and we own Nina Day Events, which means really good in Dakota. We offer giant game rentals similar to Scrabble, Sorry, Chess, Jenga, and more. Our version of Guess Who has 19 Indigenous cartoon characters that we created.
We're soon launching team building with Indigenous twists on Minute to Win It, Family Feud, Jeopardy, and our version of The Amazing Race called The Deadly Dash.
I am an accountant with 11 plus years of experience. Rayel is sales and marketing. Future plans include bounce castles, photo booths, tents, tables, chairs, and Indigenous wedding decor promoting the blanket ceremony.
Our long-term goals are to own a warehouse, event space, expand our staff, and purchase moving trucks. We reach clients by email, cold calls, network events, and social media. We had 15 bookings in our first month, and we want to cater to our Indigenous communities.
We're hosting a free barbecue this month and launching an Indigenous entrepreneur grant at the event. If we were to win Powwow Pitch, we would expand our inventory, buy a trailer, and support our Indigenous community. Thank you.
This is amazing. I'm assuming everything you do is locally for where you can geographically reach with the trucks and vans and products. Do you have a hope or a dream to expand like nationally or all over Turtle Island, like The Amazing Race, and sell like packages that people could buy for their companies or organizations?
Definitely. Right now we're traveling throughout Manitoba, but we want to be able to market all across Turtle Island one day. But right now we do focus on Manitoba.
Amazing. Thank you. Maybe I'll translate, Melissa, just because you're what sort of community work are you doing? Ways that you're giving back to your community locally?
So we are starting a free barbecue August 31st, so this month, where it's open to everyone. We're going to provide a lunch, and our games are all going to be at the event, but we're opening it to Indigenous entrepreneurs in the area to come out and showcase their talent to everybody in Winnipeg. But we do plan to make donations to some places that are very important to us.